Every chocolate bar begins long before it reaches the store, with raw cocoa and a massive industrial process. In this video, you'll see how chocolate is made, step by step, from raw cocoa to the final product you buy. Chocolate begins here, on a massive scale, where cacao trees produce millions of cocoa pods in tropical plantations across the world. Each of these pods is raw industrial potential, grown in vast numbers to supply the global chocolate industry. Every pod contains cocoa beans, the raw material that fuels industrial chocolate production worldwide. Industrial extraction starts as heavy machinery systematically harvests cocoa pods at scale, replacing manual collection. Automated systems remove thousands of pods per hour, maintaining speed and consistency across vast plantations.
Extraction is coordinated across entire fields, with multiple machines working simultaneously to meet industrial demand.
Once detached, cocoa pods are immediately transferred into continuous conveyor systems for bulk handling.
At collection hubs, harvested pods are consolidated in bulk, preparing them for high-volume transport to processing facilities.
At industrial scale, cocoa pods are mechanically opened on-site, releasing beans in continuous, high-volume streams.
High-capacity separation systems isolate cocoa beans from husks, handling enormous volumes without interruption. Once separated, cocoa beans enter large-scale fermentation systems, where controlled biochemical reactions begin. After fermentation, cocoa beans are automatically discharged in bulk, ready to move deeper into industrial processing. Industrial drying systems reduce moisture precisely, stabilizing cocoa beans for large-scale factory processing. Once stabilized, dried cocoa beans are loaded in bulk into industrial transport systems for long-distance movement.
Cocoa beans now move at industrial scale, transported in bulk by coordinated road and rail networks.
At export ports, cocoa beans are transferred in bulk onto cargo ships, beginning their global journey to mega factories.
Inside the ship, automated systems manage and stabilize enormous volumes of cocoa beans during transport.
Millions of tons of cocoa beans travel across oceans, feeding centralized industrial chocolate factories worldwide.
At arrival ports, high-capacity unloading systems transfer cocoa beans directly into industrial storage and processing networks.
Before processing begins, cocoa beans are stored in massive silos that regulate supply for uninterrupted factory operations.
From storage, cocoa beans are precisely released into the factory intake system, feeding continuous industrial production lines.
Before transformation, cocoa beans pass through high-capacity cleaning systems that prepare them for precision industrial processing.
Automated optical sorting systems inspect and separate cocoa beans at high speed, ensuring uniform quality before processing.
Inside the factory core, cocoa beans enter massive roasting systems, where controlled heat begins their transformation.
After roasting, cocoa beans are immediately discharged and cooled in continuous systems to stabilize flavor at industrial scale.
Winnowing systems crack roasted beans and use controlled airflow to separate shells from pure cocoa nibs at high volume. Separated cocoa nibs are gathered in bulk and routed forward, forming the core material for chocolate production.
In high-capacity grinding mills, cocoa nibs are crushed into liquid cocoa mass, marking a critical industrial transformation. The freshly ground cocoa mass is pumped in liquid form into massive holding tanks, stabilizing flow for continuous chocolate production. Under extreme industrial pressure, cocoa mass is separated into liquid cocoa butter and solid cocoa cake. Separated cocoa butter is collected in liquid form, carefully temperature controlled for precise industrial use. Solid cocoa cake is mechanically crushed and milled into fine cocoa powder using high-capacity industrial systems. Freshly milled cocoa powder is moved through sealed pneumatic systems, maintaining purity at industrial scale. In giant industrial mixers, cocoa mass, cocoa butter, and sugar are combined to form the base chocolate mixture. Refining systems reduce chocolate particle size with extreme precision, creating the smooth texture required for industrial chocolate. In industrial conches, chocolate is continuously worked and aerated, refining flavor and texture at massive scale.
Tempering systems precisely control chocolate temperature, aligning cocoa butter crystals for stability and shine.
Inside controlled cooling tunnels, liquid chocolate solidifies uniformly, locking in structure at industrial speed.
Once solidified, chocolate products are automatically released from molds and transferred for final finishing.
Automated inspection systems verify shape, weight, and surface quality, ensuring only compliant chocolate continues forward. Final finishing systems enhance surface quality, giving each chocolate bar a uniform industrial-grade appearance.
At this stage, cocoa beans are roasted in massive industrial drums, where heat unlocks the deep flavors that define chocolate. High-speed wrapping systems seal each chocolate bar instantly, preparing massive volumes for final packaging. At this stage inside the factory, tempered chocolate is shaped continuously, forming uniform products at massive industrial speed.
Inside controlled cooling tunnels, chocolate solidifies uniformly, locking its structure at continuous industrial scale.
Once fully solidified, chocolate products are automatically released from molds and transferred forward without breaking production flow.
Inline finishing systems refine each chocolate piece, ensuring precise shape and consistency at continuous industrial speed.
Automated inspection systems verify shape and surface integrity in real time, ensuring only compliant chocolate advances within the factory.
This final factory buffer stabilizes production flow, maintaining uninterrupted output before industrial finishing and handling stages. After production, chocolate enters automated packaging systems, where each piece is sealed at high speed inside the factory.
Wrapped chocolate bars are automatically grouped and packed into cartons, scaling output for industrial handling within the factory.
Every carton is verified by automated inspection systems, ensuring packaging accuracy before final factory handling. Inside the factory, robotic palletizers assemble sealed cartons into standardized loads, preparing them for industrial storage and dispatch.
Completed pallets are stabilized and reinforced automatically, ensuring structural integrity for industrial handling beyond the factory floor.
Wrapped chocolate bars are automatically grouped and packed into cartons, scaling production to industrial distribution levels. Sealing and labeling systems finalize each carton, embedding traceability into every unit at industrial scale.
Robotic palletizers assemble thousands of cartons per hour, forming standardized loads for large-scale logistics.
Finished chocolate products are stored in automated warehouses, managing massive volumes with precision and speed.
Automated loading systems move finished chocolate pallets directly into transport vehicles, accelerating large-scale distribution. From the factory, chocolate products move out in bulk convoys, supplying regional and international markets. Road and rail networks integrate seamlessly, expanding chocolate distribution capacity across continents. At global terminals, chocolate shipments are containerized in bulk, preparing them for international distribution.
Before departure, export containers are climate stabilized and verified to protect chocolate quality during long journeys.
Sealed chocolate shipments are loaded in bulk onto container vessels, extending industrial distribution across global shipping lanes.
Across oceans, industrial chocolate shipments travel in controlled conditions to reach markets worldwide.
At destination ports, automated systems unload chocolate shipments at scale, transferring them directly into regional logistics networks. Regional distribution centers receive chocolate in bulk, redistributing massive volumes efficiently across local markets. Automated fulfillment systems sort and route chocolate shipments, tailoring bulk supply to regional demand at industrial speed. From regional hubs, chocolate shipments are dispatched in coordinated waves, feeding retail and wholesale networks at scale.
Final distribution convoys move in synchronized routes, delivering industrial-scale chocolate supplies into urban markets.
Urban wholesale centers receive chocolate in bulk, redistributing massive volumes closer to end markets.
Advanced sorting systems divide bulk chocolate shipments into precise retail-bound streams, maintaining speed and accuracy at scale.
At the factory's final stage, finished chocolate pallets are secured and prepared for high-volume industrial dispatch.
Before leaving the factory, every pallet undergoes automated verification to ensure industrial shipping standards are met. Finished chocolate is stored in climate-controlled industrial warehouses, maintaining stability while feeding continuous distribution. Automated logistics systems extract finished pallets directly from storage, feeding continuous outbound factory distribution. Before leaving the industrial complex, outbound shipments pass through automated control gates that verify every pallet and route.
From the factory, chocolate shipments move in controlled industrial convoys designed for non-stop, high-volume distribution.
Before reaching stores, packaged chocolate undergoes industrial market simulation testing to ensure stability, durability, and shelf readiness.
Industrial rail systems integrate with road transport, expanding chocolate distribution capacity beyond the factory gates.
Rail-delivered pallets enter export staging warehouses, consolidating factory output for large-scale outbound distribution. Stabilized pallets transition into controlled factory holding zones, maintaining condition while final dispatch systems prepare.
In export staging halls, finished chocolate is organized in bulk, awaiting final containerization for industrial shipment.
At the retail stage, consumers purchase packaged chocolate, beginning real-world validation beyond the factory.
Once purchased, chocolate enters real consumer circulation, marking the start of market-level testing.
At home, consumers taste the chocolate directly, evaluating flavor, texture, and melt in real-life conditions.
In everyday shops, people taste and judge the chocolate instantly, confirming quality through real consumer experience.
In open markets, rapid tasting and repeat buying confirm whether the product succeeds in real consumer conditions.
When people taste and repurchase immediately, the product proves itself in real market conditions.
After real purchases and tasting, feedback is gathered directly from shops, confirming performance through actual consumer response.
Real shop feedback is reviewed against quality benchmarks, confirming how the chocolate performs in everyday use.
Proven in real markets, the product moves forward with trusted quality, ready for sustained demand across regions.